You are listening to the ReRACEables Podcast.
Give you a nice little detour.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to Season 36 of the ReRACEables Podcast. Welcome in, everybody! As always, I'm joined tonight by Nicole and Josh. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let's start off. How's everybody feeling about Season 36? Nicole, what are you most excited about for it?
What am I most excited about? I'm just excited to have it back in my life.
It's back.
It's back.
Shout out back.
Shout out back.
Josh, what are you most excited about here?
It feels like the first day of school. The fall is here. You're ready you're breaking out your new clothing, which Tom already has on. What do you have?
ReRACEables Podcast t-shirt, the inaugural t-shirt.
There it is.
You'll be seeing it on our social media at tribalcouncilblog.com.
I feel like I've had my rest, and now we're ready to get rolling.
Ultimately, I'm really excited to just get back into it. I'm excited about there being this old but new season, which is kind of interesting for those super fans and not out there. Season 36 was actually season 35, but got jumped in line. And we don't really know the reason other than our speculation that it was writer's strike related. And any thoughts on that whole switcheroo, anything?
I just feel for all these people that had to keep this secret for so long, especially whoever won. Like, if you're not able to shout from the rooftops that you won $1 million and you won the amazing race, that is rough. I don't know how they did that.
It's possible that somebody could have some serious life changes. That's a big risk, it feels like, to hold a whole season for 6 months, 12 months, longer.
Yeah, not just on your life, but also like on the life of the world, right? So, I mean, we know that season 35 was the first season that we went back into airports.
Does
that mean that we're going back to charter planes? Going back in time to then go to a season that didn't have the airports, it does feel like a regression. But perhaps they're just going to not acknowledge that, and we just won't have any sort of travel looks. We'll see. I'm interested.
It's not like we got that much airport drama last time. I think that was one thing that we were kind of bummed out about last time. We were expecting, the way they were hyping it up, we were like, oh yeah, airports are back. And we like barely saw any.
Next thing, no non-elimination rounds.
2 thumbs down, because a non-elimination leg is not, it's pretty much just I love non-elimination legs. What I don't like is these mega legs, because the mega legs are essentially just non-elimination legs for the television viewer. That's a to be continued for next week. And you don't actually have the suspense of, oh, are they racing to the carpet to see who's going to get eliminated? And we find out early in the episode, and then it makes the whole episode not really worth watching the second half, because no one's ever going to go home, and you're just going to keep watching it next week, and it doesn't actually matter. Versus when you have non-elimination legs, or the idea that there could be one, you're waiting until the last second, and when Phil is there and he says, you are in 12th place and you are not eliminated, that's when you can let it all out. But
I think you swayed me totally to the non-elimination because you brought in the mega leg, which we are totally not fans of, correct?
It's too mega.
It's too mega. It ruins the ending. Well said, Josh. But we're getting a mega leg right off the bat here, folks.
Bad start then. I need these people cut. I need to cut the fat here.
cut the fat!
And fat there is.
And folks, we have also 13 teams. Last note here, the first leg is starting in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, outside of the United States, which was only the second time that this has happened.
I mean, it's less likely that someone would have the advantage of, oh, this is my hometown.
And I would say the other thing, and this kind of influenced my rankings, which we'll get to in a moment, but starting in those Spanish-speaking countries like Mexico, we go to one of the new countries, which is the Dominican Republic. There is an advantage, I think, when you speak the language. I think we saw that last year with Jocelyn and Victor. Shout out Jocelyn and Victor.
Out.
Team Retail Love, number one in my heart still, for sure. They had the advantage when we were in, what was it, Vietnam, and there was another country in Asia.
Where didn't they have an advantage?
Well, they didn't have an advantage at that find the clay square tile, and when Victor got beat out by Morgan and Lena and got exited and killed my ranking. So
We're on 36, Tom.
I know. Sorry, folks. One last note. Barbados, they're going to Rihanna's home.
Oh, they're literally going to her house?
Yes. That's like the place they're going. In
Oh,
Barbados.
I'm sold. I'm in.
Wow, what a lady! Why are you so sold on that?
Because I want to see where Rihanna grew up.
So we'll wait and see on that. All right, without further ado, folks, we take a look at any available resources from social media. We're trying to keep it to what the general public would see. And from that, we rank them from 13 to 1, who we think has no chance of winning, to who we think are the favorites.
Each week, we eliminate the team that is eliminated, and we add up the points to get a total average number to see who is doing the best and who is doing the worst. And
so when you add up 1 through 13, it's 91. So everybody starts at 91 points. And then as people get eliminated, your score goes down, and we keep track of it.
And I do just have to take one last breath. As reigning champion.
Yes, give it up, Josh.
From last season.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Josh is our reigning champ coming in. He had Joel and Garrett higher than Nicole and I did. So what do you think the prize should be, Nicole?
A good meal. At a restaurant this year. We're kicking it up a notch. Last year
Shout out Emerald.
we did takeout. What did we do
Yes,
last
we
year?
did Chinese food
We
takeout.
did Chinese food. It was great. It was yummy.
Shout.
Oh no. Josh got sick from it.
That's how we treat our winners here, folks. We order takeout. And
Shout out yummy.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. Well,
It hurt his tummy.
yeah. The two losers will treat the winner to a dinner at a restaurant of their choice. Josh, our reigning champ, kick us off. Who you got at number 13?
And kind of put them into people who I think could win and people who are definitely not going to win category.
Get crazy here, folks. Like this, we take this crap seriously. Just so you know.
Absolutely. So my philosophy this season was broken down into 4 categories. And I know that everyone has their own categories, but my categories were easy outs. These are the people, we're here for the experience. Goodbye. You're not going to win if you're here for the experience.
So you got number 13, the first team, the bottom team, and the easy outs. Who you got?
Chris and Mary. And I say that because if anybody watched a little bit preview of the first episode, clearly they start to run and Chris falls flat on his face. He couldn't even get off the finish line. Poor
Starting
Chris.
line.
Starting line, yeah, couldn't get even close.
Believe
there.
me, he won't see the finish line.
Some notes. Chris's goal for the race was that there's everlasting, lifelong experience. Congratulations, Chris. You could have a lifelong experience.
I have to agree with you, Josh. I had Chris and Mary in 13th, dead
Really?
last. I love this relationship of Chris and Mary.
Not even
They're-
just father-daughter. I just want to add a single dad. And they
Yeah.
live in a one-bedroom apartment together. And that's that shows that they really do know each other, and maybe there is going to be some insight that we learn from them.
They're both doing this for a common reason, their love for each other. They're honoring the mother, the wife who passed. And they've got tattoos together of 3 elephants, the mom, the dad, the daughter. Like, these two clearly have an amazing relationship. I just don't see it I just don't see them being able to finish 11 straight mats, to say what's up to Phil, to be not the last team to arrive. And so I think Chris's age is going to be a huge liability. And oh, by the way, like, when we look at the cast pictures, I got to tell you, maybe I'm just too AI on the brain and it's too much in our world, but it looked like the Chris and Mary pictures were superimposed in the background of the...
Oh,
I
hate this.
Ultimately, that whole picture AI thing I just mentioned may have absolutely no value or be completely unwarranted, but it just stood out. I thought I'd clock it.
Number 13. I also picked a parent-child team, but not this one. I went with Danny and Angie.
Oh, Team Light Blue. Team Walla Walla.
Team Walla Walla, the mother-son duo. These people are nerdy. They are white.
Very white.
They seem like they would have no rhythm. So, like,
Right.
any type... We know that recently the race has been very heavy on dance challenges, choreography, music, things of that nature. They will fail. They will not be able to do it.
I agree. I thought about that exact component with a lot of rankings.
I do like that the mom is a teacher.
Love that.
We love that. Shout out teachers.
Always.
I like that they're super fans, but I feel like these are the kind of super fans that it's like, okay, it's one thing to be a super fan, but like, just enjoy it from your couch. You're not meant for the race.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's what you get at number 13, folks. Josh, who you got at number 12?
We're still focusing in on the easy outs. We're here for the experience category. We're not here for the race. They are here to strengthen their relationship together. And this is Anthony and Bailey. These are the identical twins. Twin brothers. They're pretty young. They're 26 years old, from Clearwater, Florida. They're recruiters. Their brains maybe aren't what's going to get them far in the race. I would think that they're athletics, and they're not. So one thing I do want to add that made me clock this is that on the race, it's a lot about relationship to each other and how you can fill in each other's weaknesses and pull out each other's strengths. Identical twins means you have similar skill sets. You have similar mindsets. And you can't quite balance each other. I do see them as a Jeremy and Liam from last season.
Liam and Jeremy.
Liam and Jeremy. Did see, but even Liam and Jeremy were a bit more athletic than these two are.
My number 12 was Maya and Rohan. These siblings really remind me of our sibling pair that was first out last year.
Alexandra and Sheridan.
Who I loved and I wanted to see so much more of. Except these people somehow seem even lamer.
Wow, we were really robbed of some more Alexandra and Sheridan.
Yeah, but the difference is Alexandra and Sheridan were like funny. I don't think these people are going to be funny. I think it's just going to be like, can we just get them out already?
Do you want to do the challenge or should I do the challenge?
Oh, yeah.
No, don't worry. I could do it. No, but you could do it if you really want to. But we don't have to. But if you want... Oh.
Okay, so... They first of all, they're babies. They're 22 and 19. That's too young. How could you be experienced enough to navigate the race? They are summer camp aquatic instructors. I mean, maybe they'll be good at swimming. Other than that, like, does that give you any skill set that would be good on the race? I don't know. They're so nerdy. They're so not athletic. She had a smiley bucket face hat on in one of the videos. Like, come on. Are you serious? They do seem smart. I'll give them that. One of them went to GW. Another went to Pitt. So they're smart, but I just don't think it will be enough to get them through. The other thing I want to mention, this was in my deep dive of their Instagram profiles.
Really impressive so far.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you know that these are Disney adults?
Oh!
Yep. They had
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all. They had a picture where they were in matching Mickey and Minnie ugly sweater Christmas.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I can't.
So that reason alone, I was like, yeah, they're not winning.
My number 12, I don't know how to follow that. My number 12, this is going to kind of shock at least Josh, I think.
Absolutely.
This is a very against the grain of how Tom typically ranks in season 32, which is really the whole point of what I'm saying. I put D'Angelo Williams and Gary Barnage numero uno for good reason, because they were professional athletes. But I am reversing course. I have learned, this next team is not D'Angelo and Gary. They're more of Sam, and they were in the COVID season, but then they didn't finish. Oh, Connie. Rod and Letitia at number 12. I just don't see it with these two. I see unbelievably fit people. Like, Rod made me feel so bad about myself. Like, I gotta go to the gym, man. This guy is shredded. Letitia is fit as you know what. Their age doesn't bother me. A lot of their background doesn't really bother me. What bothers me and what makes me put them there is being a professional athlete is amazing, but I don't think it's good for the amazing race. And I don't think being, 250 pounds of solid muscle and washboard abs, you can clean all the clothes that you bring on your abs, but I just don't see them being in it for the long haul. The weaknesses is in their priorities of fitness and diets and beauty and bikinis and Instagram posts and their abs and belly wrappings and multiple Instagram accounts, looking in excess of 1 million accounts, bringing hair products, too much glitz, too much glam, too much abs, too much butt, not enough competitive skills that apply to the amazing race. I don't know that they're well traveled either. I don't think professional athletes who own fitness centers and take supplements, they're not going to be working out. They're not going to have time for the beautification. I just think when you add all that up, I don't see them. And also, they didn't post much about it. We didn't have much to go off of this year, folks. Amazing race. We missed the 1-minute intros of each team. Beautiful people, insane bodies, and probably amazing at fitness and motivating and beauty and all that. Just not amazing racers.
And to add, you already have $1 million. You already have $1 million, and your priorities aren't there. What do you do?
Yeah, Rod was literally the 15th pick in the 2001 draft. This guy's got millions, man.
Wait, so he was a professional football player?
He was a wide receiver in the NFL for 3 different teams from 01 to 06.
Because I wrote down probably former NFL player. It looks like
Well, you nailed
He
it.
played for Washington, Carolina, Green Bay, and Kansas City.
4 teams.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Rod Gardner. So I'll continue going here at number 11. My number 11 team. Also in my no chancers, I got Danny and Angie. Don't have them quite as low as Nicole, but I think we saw a lot of the same flaws. And this was a hard one for me to rank because Danny is a super fan of super fans. You can see it all over his face. His aura, he's crying when he's watching the videos on Instagram. This is an amazing, life-changing event for him and his mom, but for him especially. But his mom is 55. She's a teacher. In the one little video you saw, it was Danny holding Angie's hand upstairs. I just don't think the competitive stamina is going to be there for them to go 11 rounds here and take it home. I just don't see it, so I'm putting them more at the top end of the don't see it, no chancers. Danny and Angie.
And the clip that you're calling out is when he turns around and yells at her and says, "The world is bigger than you."
Yeah, I'm a teacher, and teachers have certain vacation times, and they have to take time at certain times off, and flights are more expensive. I just don't know that Angie's life is very vast and expansive, and all sorts of well-traveledness too. They might grow together in their relationship, but they're not winning the $1 million.
Yeah, and I do just want to call out kind of tangentially, but this concept of a parent and a child is there's always a hierarchy. Someone is always the parent, the older, more wiser, and then the younger, well, I raised you. Yep. And versus people who are dating, versus people who are married, versus people who are siblings. Best friends, you have an equal standing.
Yes.
That the key to Danny and Angie is they need to get rid of the hierarchy and actually work as equals, or else they're just not going to be able to compete. And perhaps what you're saying is that they're not going to be able to overcome that flaw.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, one final note on them, if I can say. There's never been a mother-son team to win.
Bingo.
So I don't think it starts now.
Number 11, this might be a little contentious because I am kind of not in this world. I have Michelle and Sean. I have the Double Dutch aerobics people. I do love their energy. I do love the fact that the essential item they wanted to bring was a journal. It feels like really touching and wanting to savor the memories, but that's exactly what it is. Savoring the memories. They're not trying to win. They're not here to take care of business. They're here for a good time. They're here to play some Double Dutch. I did see a clip where Sean was sitting at the top of a mountain and he said, "Nah, I ain't doing that." And she was yelling at him, "Babe, please don't quit." That sense of quitting, that sense of not being there to win, that sense of having a good time is great to watch on TV, but that's why they're closing out my easy outs. We're here for the experience.
Nicole, number 11.
Number 11, this is where I have Chris and Mary. So I want to take a moment to acknowledge that last season, I know I totally underestimated the parent-child teams. We had two teams, Chris and Rob, and Steve and Anna Lee.
No, Rob and Corey.
I'm sorry, Rob and Corey, that's what I meant. Rob and Corey and Steve and Anna Lee, they got so far because they had really strong children.
Yes, the child partner was really
Corey,
strong. MVP.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And Rob was too, but Corey was really amazing.
Yes.
Where I see our mother-daughter, mother-son, dad-daughter relationships, I don't see this season the children being strong enough to carry these parents along.
See, it's interesting that you said that you had Danny and Angie and Chris and Mary flip. So you're betting on Mary over Danny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll explain why.
Please.
These two have a really strong relationship. I'm going to point something out. I know you mentioned the tattoos of the 3 elephants representing their family with their mother. Did you also notice Dad's other tattoo?
I missed it.
He also had a palm tree, which says, okay, he likes tropical fun.
Parrot head, maybe.
But probably a parrot head. But also, Mary.
Wow.
Yeah. He loves her.
Oh, he does.
A lot.
He does.
Not to say that the others don't love each other, but I think this is really big for them. The fact that they live in a 1-bedroom apartment, these people, they've got to be at each other's throat all day long. If they can survive that and make that situation work, they've got a very strong relationship. But I still think they're going to be out third because they're just, look at them. Come on. Also, if
Chris is not Steve.
They just don't seem very well traveled.
No.
They probably
His essential item was hairspray.
A lot of hairspray in these bags, folks. There will be no shortage of hairspray.
Some more hairspray. That's what I'm learning.
Also, in an interview when they were explaining about their one-bedroom apartment, they were like, we're just happy to be outside. That doesn't tell me that they're a team that are ready to win. Yeah. For number 10, a new team we haven't seen on the board yet. I have Ricky and Caesar, the dating gay couple. Hawaiian shirt team. We've never seen it before, I don't believe.
What color are we putting for them here? This is
what are we going to do?
We'll figure it out.
So I thought that was interesting. I don't really know how I feel about it, to be honest. I mean, this seems like a here for a good time kind of team. They don't strike me as like serious racers. The fact that they brought not one, but 2 cans of hairspray.
The hairspray, it's a thing this season.
Okay, to me, just a general comment about that interview for everybody. The fact that, like, half of them, I believe the prompt was, like, what's an
essential item?
An essential item, okay? A majority of them said either hairspray or deodorant. Yeah. Here's the thing. Amazing Race is going to send you through like a fish market and all of these disgusting, gross things, and where you're going to have to get dirty and get smelly. We know that is part of this race. I want someone who's bringing something that is strategic. That tells me that they're serious and that they really want this. Not someone who's like hairspray, deodorant. You know, to me, that just doesn't say that they're really serious about this. It's competitive enough.
For number 10, I got Derek and Shalisa, the yellow team, the married couple, ages 57 and 55, retired chief of police, retired sheriff's lieutenant. I can't help but get Mike and Mo vibes a little bit. The last time we saw police officers, we know how that went. We check out the archives on the ReRACEables podcast for that. No posts from Derek. Limited posts from Shalisa about this. They're probably a well-organized, well-disciplined team. I think they're going to work well together. That's why I couldn't put them in those bottom few slots. I don't think that police officers are the most well-traveled people. They're older. They're ghosts online. And I'm betting on their age. I mean, ultimately, they could prove me well wrong. They seem to be, like I said, in good shape. But I don't know. I just didn't see any wow factor with them. And that's probably why this is like the beginning of my middle of the pack grouping. Which I have to say the Amazing Race casting has done a great job of kind of creating that middle group. Because, if Derek and Shalisa finish 4th, or 5th or something, and I had them at 10, that wouldn't shock me. I don't think that would shock anyone. I think we're coming into probably the middle of the pack teams for everybody else too, right? So, Josh, what do you got at number 10?
So I was in the easy outs. We're here for the experience. Now we're getting into the maybe they could be good. No, they can't. That's the category. So this is the team that I have next, and that is Kishori and Karishma. I like them. I think that they, at first, when I started to study them, I thought that they actually did have some pizzazz. One of them talks how they jumped out of airplanes and keeps jumping out of airplanes, and that shows that maybe they aren't these like pretty girls, and they are here to win. They did say that their goal was winning, which is why they're not in the experience category. Don't know how much chemistry they have. I'm kind of worried about that. They're cousins, and they live in different cities. They live so far. They live in different states. They live in Austin, Texas, and Maryland. And so being 22 and 26 years old, there hasn't been much time to necessarily garner a thriving relationship. Now, I'm sure they grew up together and they know each other and they're close, but maybe not being put to the test in these sort of more than family gatherings situations. There was a point where an essential item was to bring a bedazzled fan and motion sickness goggles that made me a bit like, oh, okay, this is okay. Maybe they aren't here to win, but just like Tom said, if they come in 5th place, I wouldn't be surprised. We are in that middle of the pack now, and that is where I put them. Number 9, bringing it back to continuing the maybe they can be good, no they can't. I have the Maya and Rohan siblings.
I see you at number 9.
Yeah, I think they are smart. However, they can't be that smart because their parents apparently do not allow them to use their washing machine. The dad says that he doesn't. Dad said he doesn't trust them. So their goal to be on this show is to prove to their parents that they are capable.
Oh my God.
They're both students. If you watch one of them when they first take off on the race, they are actually in first place. So
Yeah, they are.
They are not. I wouldn't say that they are athletic, but I also wouldn't put them in these categories of some of the other previous teams. They know the game. I wrote that they're fast runners. There's a possibility. I think they are kind of likable. They're in my kind of.
Alexandra and Sheridan kind of likable.
Well, perhaps I wrote that they could possibly be fan favorites if they make it long enough. But we'll see. We'll see. They did have pretty good banter. They did go back and forth pretty well. But yeah, that's where I leave them at number 9.
I have them also at number 9. I think the positives are their excitement. They're super fans, right? I don't know that like Rod and Letitia are super fans, right? I don't see that. So that's kind of a separator for me. They've been watching for a long time. I do like, and this one thing does kind of make me root for them, is they're culture seekers, which is kind of a fun thing to like. I just love the cultural aspect of The Amazing Race, and the fact that they mentioned that really connected with me. So I guess that's could be a positive, and that my concerns though are the same as Josh. That's why I got them at 9. I probably could have put them lower. So second team all off the board there. I think they're kind of green, even though they're the purple team, which is a huge. They're the actual purple team. So there's huge shoes to fill there. And
20 and 23 years old. They
Yeah.
are green, Tom. They
Right.
They aren't well traveled. They are
Right.
still in school. They are young.
But they know the buzzwords to say in the interviews, and they're students, which I do like. But they're young, they're green, and they're bringing swim goggles.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Nicole, number 9.
Number 9, I have Derek and
Yeah.
Shalisa. I really tried to stalk them down. I couldn't find anything about them.
Nope, ghosts. That's what I said.
So did you say they're in law enforcement?
Yes.
Well, that explains why. Like, they're
Totally.
probably not gonna want to like really put a lot out there.
No.
So like I felt like I don't know them, so I didn't really have any strong reason to put them like as an early out, but I didn't have a strong reason to put them at like one of my leaders. So I just landed at 9.
All right. Who do you got at 8?
Rod and Letitia. So
Orange team off the board for Nicole.
there is a saying in the Bachelor franchise that they're not here for the right reasons.
Here for the right, here for the right, here for the right reasons.
I knew that was going to happen. They're just not. I mean,
No,
Shout out Bachelor the Musical.
I immediately upon seeing them, my first thought was, oh, he must have been an NFL player. And then she looks like she would sell tummy tea on Instagram. And then sure enough, I go to her Instagram and what does she sell?
Belly wraps.
Belly wraps. There is tea. I mean, I wrote down exactly what she sells. Your own skinny company. Waist training, slimming cream, which, how does that work? Detox tea. Okay. Definitely a scam that she makes a lot of money on. So good for her. I just feel like, and he owns G-Shred supplements.
Yes, he does.
Okay. They are here strictly for the followers.
Yes, they're at over 1.5 million between the two of them.
Yeah. So good for them,
Yeah.
but they're just not here to win. They're here for the following.
Josh, who you got at number 8?
I have Ricky and Caesar. They are at my number 8. The hairspray was the notion that just turned me off big time. Not just one can of hairspray, 2 cans of hairspray. They don't quite look physically fit. Although, that being said, I remember last year talking about how there almost was no physical challenges. This race has really, really become a game of brains and a game of kind of who's fun to watch on TV. And so you might not actually need to be fit for this game. But the other thing is that they are a preschool teacher and a food stylist. 2 careers that I didn't really think lent itself to the inclination that you would go far in this race.
What is a food stylist? Is this someone who's like prepping the Whopper so that it's not even edible, but so that it looks good on a commercial?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or in a movie, if someone's about to eat something, you might be styling how the food looks in the movie. But yes, that's exactly it.
Rounding out the number 8s, I have the pink team, Kishori and Karishma, the cousins. They're young, not quite Maya and Rohan young. I like the one. I think Kishori is the taller one.
I don't know.
I think Kishori is the more of the alpha between the 2, it seems. And she believed that, and this is one of the positives I had for them, and why I got them at number 8, was that they believe the mentally strongest teams win. I don't know that I agree with that. I don't think that hurts them. I think they are going to be very mentally strong. They seem very smart. Their goal is to win, which I like. I like hearing that voiced out loud. Yeah. I like that competitiveness. You know who I got vibes of from them? Was, remember in season 32, Michelle and Victoria?
Yeah.
The sisters from New Orleans?
Yeah.
From Louisiana? That I think I had totally underranked Michelle and Victoria, and they were a little bit of a tour de force. That one was a little bit crazier than the other. I think it was Michelle was a little bit more of a wild card. I feel like that's more Karishma. She's the skydiver. She's the I don't think much. That's her quote, not mine. Horrible at directions. These 2 seem very opposite, very yin and yang, but I think they work. And I like the competitive spirit overall, so I threw them up in the 8th spot. Couldn't put them any higher. Nicole, number 7.
I have the twins, Anthony and Bailey. They're 25. They're also very young. There was a lot that I like about them. I like that they own a business together, Smith Twin Renovations. So they're going to be good at building things. They're also experienced at working together. So I like that. He has a Carpe Diem ship tattoo. I like that. I think that really shows that he is going to take this head on.
They're very
you know?
on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
But
know exactly who they are.
yeah. Their awkward mustaches make me uncomfortable.
They are from Florida.
They are from Florida. So
Clearly, we are not.
ultimately, I just don't think they have what it takes, but I think they'll go far enough to make it like halfway.
To also add, their essential item was the new tracksuits that they bought that they wanted to share. So,
My number 7, I'll go now at 7. I have Ricky and Caesar. I could have put them higher. I could have put them lower. They were a really tough one to figure out, personally, I thought. They're both 34. They're from New York, so we're always rooting for the New York team. But Joe and Ian from 35 kind of, we had them super high. Yeah. You know, we thought that they were going to be monsters in the last season, and they were not monsters at all. They were out early. Not that that means much, but the one reason I did have them at 7, and I probably could have went as high as like maybe 5 with them, was through some digging, I found on some of their posts, they got some reality TV experience, folks.
Oh.
What were they
So-
on before?
Caesar is the food stylist, and his Instagram at Bearded Foodie. Shout out to at Bearded Foodie was he was on Food Network's Ben and Jerry's Clash of the Cones a couple years ago.
Look at this IMDb, please.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, folks, we didn't have much. We need those
Did he
1
win?
minute videos.
Did he win?
I didn't go that far into it. He also had
I'll let you know next week, folks.
Yeah, we'll catch up on that. He also was had a post about being on Chopped.
Whoa.
And like kind of like you guys were saying, like working with the food on a set, that whole deal. So the cameras aren't going to bother them. That kind of angle I like. I like their excitement. I think they're going to be very creative. And then somebody like Caesar rather, who's putting stuff together like that. I don't know if it's a strength or weakness. If it's just going to, I think back to what was it in Sweden with putting that wreath together and the thing, and Annalie just did it quick, and others that took more meticulous detail took longer. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing in that skill that Caesar brings, but we'll see. I like the balance in the relationship. Caesar was the one pushing Ricky to do this because this is more of his dream. They're aware of being under the radar. I like that. But the concerns, again, 2 cans of hairspray, like, oh, come on, guys. Like, it's not important. You're not going to be on set, even though you're on camera. And, again, I put them kind of right in the middle. Could they finish 4th? Could they finish 11th? Yes. Ricky and Caesar.
That's an interesting point, though, about the hairspray, because his job is about being meticulous with food and making sure that it looks right. So I can understand why he would also want to groom himself in a way that is in that. Yeah.
Totally. He's on television.
Totally.
I get that. I get that, Letitia. Yeah. I get that, Ricky and Caesar. I get that, but...
I think that prompt was very telling about where your priorities lie.
My number 7 might be a new name on the board, which seems like I am a little bit all over the place. I pretty much saw this team as a middle of the pack, and this is the middle of the pack position. Number 7, I have Yvonne and Melissa.
Oh, I see you there, sir.
I did like their positive attitude.
Yep, totally.
I did like that they have been dating for 3 years. I do like that they're a little bit older. They know a little bit more about the world, about themselves, about what their needs are, about maybe their personalities in the relationship. They met on a group called Women Who Hike. And what I like about that is that means that they were both adventurous. They both put themselves out there. And that their jobs are a global strategy and operations lead and an investigator for the U.S. Navy Special Operations. These are 2 badass women that can really run the race. Like you said, though, social media, their presence is hard. And in the interviews, there wasn't really many things that stuck out to me. I have to keep my cool. It was a little weird of a comment. Like, that's my goal on the race. But, middle of the pack. This is it. 7. That's what I think.
So I had them at my number 6, moving this right along. I also had Yvonne and Melissa right there. But I'm going to put them in my sleeper category. I don't like the no social media presence. That kind of scares me off. But I love their backgrounds, their occupations, everything you said, Josh. The positive attitude. I'm looking forward to seeing the dynamic between the 2 of them in their relationship. Yvonne seems a little more intense. Melissa seems a little more cheerful, happy-go-lucky, kind of that balances out Yvonne's intenseness. Because Yvonne was about keeping her cool, right? So we'll see how that all plays out. I got a lot of Robin and Chelsea vibes from them, if I had to compare them to a team that we've recently seen. And honestly, sleepers. I think I could have put them maybe up in the top 3 in my contenders, but I feel like I didn't learn enough about them, and I'm kind of almost scared off by that fact. So I stuck them at number 6, sleeper, Yvonne and Melissa.
So next up, I have Sunny and Busy. One thing that I thought was odd was in one of the few videos that Amazing Race put out on Instagram to introduce these teams is that this was the only team where their occupation was listed as opposed to their relationship to each other. So like most teams it said married or father-daughter, cousins. For them it said firefighters. So that's really, I guess, what
Dictated your ranking?
well,
Because they're best friends.
they're best friends.
Yeah.
I just thought it was odd that Amazing Race did that. They met in the Madison Fire Academy. These women look very strong, very athletic. They look like they have great endurance. Seem like strong competitors. I like that they at least one of them is a breast cancer survivor. So has faced adversity. A lot of these teams, I feel like, are two of the same person. Where, like, I think what they're
Something to
lacking
think
is,
about.
like, I feel like we need people with one person has this set of strengths and this person has a different set of strengths. And they know what their strengths and weaknesses are and they can strategically play them to their advantage or disadvantage. Whereas I feel like a lot of these teams, it's just the same person twice.
Yes, I agree.
You're thinking Ricky and Caesar. You're thinking Juan and Shane, Michelle and Sean.
The twins.
The twins. They're literally the same.
Yeah.
Kishori and Karishma.
Yeah.
Even Yvonne and Melissa. Yeah, okay. Point taken. Josh, number 6.
Kind of on the same lines, but I have Derek and Shalisa. I know that this is
Yellow
a high.
team.
What?
Yellow team.
Yellow team. Yeah, this is the highest ranking out of the three of us. I know that they're older, 57 and 55 years old, but we are now entering my with age and experience, but just doesn't have it all category, and they are that. I think that they have the age, they have the experience, but they have something missing. And what I think is missing is actually that they are both police officers. Derek is the retired chief of police, so he is used to giving orders and being listened to, and that is exactly how the police force kind of like works. And she is a sheriff's lieutenant, so she in a way like listens but also can bark back. And I worry that Derek is going to be a bit blocked off and won't necessarily listen as much as you need to give and take in this kind of game. But they did have good chemistry. Their age, they're old, but heck, these people are fit. They look good. And they're grandparents, which I think is just another sense of like empathy and understanding, especially as you move throughout the world, that I think is actually going to be helpful for them.
So you're betting on their foundation, their relationship, the solidness there. That's why you put them 6th?
Yeah, and they are solid. They're a solid team.
Solid,
I mean, the lowest rank is their 10th by Tom, but they're solidly ranked. I just think that I think Derek's going to get in the way.
I'll start the top 5s here. Close off another team. I had them highest ranked. I have Anthony and Bailey, the twin brothers, at number 5. The recruiters from Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, I mean, I think their whole surfer vibe guy thing is their weakness, perhaps, because people may take them not so serious, or they're not go-getters in a sense, but I would argue also that is their strength. That they are exactly that. They own their business. They
Like the
work
hippies.
together. Yeah, exactly. They gave me the hippie vibes
Yeah.
from BJ and Tyler,
Yep.
season 9.
Yeah.
Right? Like that kind of guy who totally gets underestimated. You see the hair. You see
bro-y attitude.
You see the bro-y
yeah.
attitude, the surfer vibe, the pencil-thin mustache, the matching outfits, and you're like, what is with these guys?
Yeah.
What? I like the twins aspect. I feel like twins typically do well. And I think they're young, but not too young. They have some life experience. These guys look like they've had some adversity a little bit in their life, and they've met it head on by starting a business and trying to run it and running it together. So I'm betting on that, and that's why I got them at 5 to kind of be my other, dare I say, sleeper in the contest to go along with Yvonne and Melissa.
Next up, I have Kishori and Karishma. I
Number
have
5.
them ranked highest of the three of us.
Yeah, we're crossing them off there, too.
I hope I don't regret that, but their Insta really is what made me rank them higher. Especially those videos of her jumping out of the planes.
That's Karishma.
Dear God.
Yeah, she's a thrill
That
seeker.
was like intense. She's not just skydiving. She is like going for it.
Totally.
So that was really impressive to me. Also, very well traveled. She had pictures from all over the world.
Yeah.
So she's got to know how to get around.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
I know you banged her items that they brought, the bedazzled fan and motion sickness glasses. I took it as a different way. I see motion sickness glasses. Listen, if you know your weakness is motion sickness and you bring a tool that's going to help you with that, that's smart. That is strategy.
Essentially, yeah.
I wish I knew that because I would need to bring that.
Yeah.
Put that on our list here, folks.
Yeah. So I liked that.
All right. Good catch there, Nicole.
Thank you.
Josh, number 5.
I'm going to close out another team. I'm going to call this with Rod and Leticia.
Letitia.
Is it Letitia?
I like Leticia.
I think it's Leticia.
Scooter bottoms?
I think I heard that it was Leticia.
Okay.
Keep going with that.
Okay.
Just because I like hearing you say it.
Leticia. I guess we'll find out when we start the season, but
A lot of disparity in the Rod and Leticia.
well, they are also in this with age and experience, but just doesn't have it all category, and we could see that with being ranked 12 by Tom and being ranked 8th by Nicole. But I actually do think that there's something about them them already having $1 million that is like, why are they on this show then? They're on this show because they want to win. They say that they're teammates. They are both competitors. They are athletes. I don't think that they want to look bad.
Okay.
I don't think so.
They
And-
definitely don't want to look bad.
Well, not necessarily physically, but I just mean like overall. Like I think that was what D'Angelo was really upset about, is that he lost, and I think that that's gonna drive this team. I do worry about, like, I guess she runs a fitness company, but I'm interested in how much of the fitness is physique and fitness is of actual performance.
How I look?
Yeah. How fast can she run versus is her body toned? You know, and so
Listen, she just rubs her belly cream, slimming cream on,
And wraps it up with her belly
and
wraps.
wraps it up.
Clearly, we are all about that.
Ozempic.
Hey, Rod had a video with Ozempic. Did you see
Oh,
that?
really? No, I didn't.
Yeah. I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they mention it. Number 4. We're in the top 4 here, people.
So the top 4 for me is your who's going to win category. It's any one of these people can win. I think that we can all say anyone in our top 4 can win, and we wouldn't be surprised.
That's why they're up there, right? I mean,
And that's why they're up there. And here is a wild turn of events. Taking Nicole's number 13, I am putting them number 4.
Wow! Wow!
Danny and
Walla,
Angie.
walla.
Wow.
Team Walla Walla.
Delusional.
I think in a game, in a world that we're now in, which is not about physicality, there is an aspect to it, which they do look fit. She is 55, so she is a little bit older. But I think that this game, as we said last year, is now about your brains. It's about being smarter. It's about these challenges that are a bit more complicated, a bit more about not making a mistake, especially when you have a lot of these teams that can live in this world. It's about not making mistakes, and I can almost guarantee you the super fan, Danny, is not going to make a mistake. I'm hoping, at least. I'm rooting for him to not make mistakes, to never forget his clues, to always be on top of things, to outwit, outsmart, outplay the amazing race. They will be crying a lot, which is good for TV, which I did say is possibly a reason to
Yes,
stick
you put
around.
that on. Yeah, it's okay to put that up in the rankings.
But I do think that it's going to be, this could be a big hit or miss. It's going to be, if they can balance the sense that they are mother and son and work as equals, they will make it very far in this race. If they don't, they're going to flunk out very early. And I am not a betting man, but I'm betting right now. So I got Danny and Angie number 4.
Wow, we'll keep track of that one, folks. Nicole had them 13. I had them 11. Josh has them at 4. Nicole, who you got at your number 4?
I've got our lesbian couple, Yvonne and Melissa.
Okay. That closes
I
them
like
out.
them. I like them. I think
do too. I do. Yeah.
these women, look at them. They just look successful,
Yeah.
strong.
Yes.
Like they just
Not a coincidence.
get
they're
it
together.
done.
And they're a rock.
They are a rock.
They look solid.
They've been dating 3 years. That's a substantial enough amount of time. We like that. I like that they're from San Diego. I also really like that one of their parents immigrated from Mexico. And, I mean, we're starting in Mexico. She's already at an advantage.
Total advantage, and
Okay.
it's the mega leg.
Mega leg. They could win. They could. I wouldn't be surprised. But I put them at 4.
My number 4, this is definitely in my contenders category, moving from the sleepers to contenders. I had Amber and Vinny, the nurse anesthetics couple. They're engaged.
Nurse anesthetist.
What is it?
Anesthetist.
The nurse anesthetist. Can't say it. That's why I don't do that work, folks. I really like this couple. The one video they had that they posted of their call from their casting producer. When they got the call, they were literally in their OR working outfits. They were in a non-used OR, and they like somehow even like wanted to burst out with excitement, but they kept it together because they're in an OR and they know how to keep control. And I could have put them 1, like I said, but I have them 4. Posts about training. They work together. They're getting married. They're smart, calm under pressure. They travel around the country for their with their job. Lots of things to like. Also, Derek and Claire, same color, same kind of look and feel. Yeah, maybe it's just that light purple playing a trick on me. But I'll tell you, the one thing I'm a little concerned about is in the medical field, I just don't know that you work in a place that doesn't have windows. Like you work in these hospitals, you work in crazy hours, and you're in that trench together, and I think that's how they met each other and how they built their relationship. And in our winning category, because that's where we're at, these are the contenders, in that dance challenge, the make music on a giant keyboard with your feet challenge, I just don't know that will be their strength. That's why I put them 4, Amber and Vinny. At number 3, my other contender, I really liked this team, and I struggled to put them in a spot. And I just went with my gut that said, I'm betting on the positives. I'm betting on that final type challenge. If they can get there, I think this team can win. And it's Michelle and Sean, the Double Dutch aerobics business owners from East Point, Georgia. I love how they had a bunch of posts about the race. I love their confidence. I love that they work together. I love that they, in the couple interviews, again, we didn't see many, but they showed their relationship. It looked like, from what I could tell, Sean was very complimentary of his wife. He's looking forward to the experience being shared with her. I love that Michelle is a world champion in Double Dutch. Put an exclamation point on that. I love that they're dancers. They have rhythm. They brought a journal. No hairspray needed here, folks. They're bringing a journal to write all the stuff down that's going to help them win. My concerns, how much does Double Dutch World Championships bring you around the world? I don't really know enough about that. I don't really know enough about them. But I had the stuff I did learn, I really loved. So I had Michelle and Sean as put myself out there, put a little vulnerability dart on the board with Michelle and Sean at number 3. I thought I would be alone in this kind of one. I thought this was going to be my hot take, but maybe not.
No. My number 3 is Juan and Shane. These are best friends. They are military guys, pilots, so they've got to be well-traveled. Things that I like about them is that Juan was born in Colombia, so he's got to be able to speak Spanish. So that's going to be an advantage.
Especially early on, Mega Leg.
They are both A-type personalities.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was weird that he was saying A-type and not type A, but whatever. How type A can you be if you pronounce it A-type? But
they don't have time for that. They made up their own. That's how A-type they are.
But I think that a type A personality is going to be a person that really reads the clue. Hopefully.
Totally.
Yeah. They are able to call each other out. And I think that it's not going to be in a bad way. I think it's going to be in a constructive way.
Yep.
Some drawbacks, I think they're just nice guys. And I say it's a drawback because I just don't think they're going to be like making cutthroat decisions towards other teams.
Not quite Liam and Jeremy, nice guy.
No, not quite that level.
They were out fast.
Yeah. But
for good reason.
Also, one was described as hard-headed. But overall, I think they've got to be able to go far.
Josh, number 3.
I agree. I do think it's also Juan and Shane. For all of the things that Nicole said, to add, their goal was winning, but also to experience it and take it in. And I think that's spoken like a winner. That's spoken like somebody who should be on this race, that is proud, that wants to be there, that is willing to take a breath, but also wants to win. They did mention, I think it was Juan, maybe he said he had a kid.
Yes.
And I did like that. I think that there's something about the dads last year that they were working towards something that you empathized with them and you could actually see that they were doing this for them. Finally, they're athletic. And I know that this game is not about athletics, and I keep saying that over and over again, but the team that's athletic is going to run just a little bit quicker every single leg. And that's why I also have them as third place.
And I'll jump in from there. I had them at number 2. Could have had them at number 1 easily. 29 years old, Air Force pilots. More Marcus and Michael, less Liam and Jeremy. I like that piece of it. Going with the Army green. Lots of posts, especially from Shane, about the Amazing Race season. I really like to see that. I got to learn a little bit more about them. Excitement, the military guys. But my favorite thing about them is they've went through something together that's bigger than either of them. Sees how much you got in the tank, sees what it's worth, the training that they went through and they went through together that forged their friendship. I'm betting on that, and I'm betting on the 2 strong guys. Yeah. Period. The end. Yeah. Like John and Greg, they were dominant last season. When we got to the same point, number 4, we said, we could have put them there. You know, none of us put them number 1, and shame on us. We should have. That was an easy layup. And you know what? Shame on me again if Juan and Shane go and win number 1. And I don't have them at number 1, but I like these guys. I'm betting on these guys. I like everything about these guys. My only concern, is it too much testosterone at some point? Is it too much type A? Is it not enough soft skills to kind of take that pause at some point on the puzzle, a la Marcus? Shout out Marcus, friend of the podcast. I hope we can have Juan and Shane on when they win the million and I win the rankings, because I have them at 2 and you guys have them at 3.
Number 2, I have Amber and Vinny. I really like this team. I don't know if it's because I've met a lot of nurse anesthetists in my life, and it's
you crushed that pronunciation.
My favorite part of surgery is when the nurse anesthetists come over.
Yeah, they're wonderful people. Shout out Cleveland Clinic. Shout out UC San Diego Health.
Yeah, New York Presbyterian.
Mather Hospital.
Yeah, all of them. They know how to be on their feet all day long, working long hours, working hard, doing nitty-gritty work. They've got to be very smart. Vinny Two Guns on Insta.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I'm watching.
Vinny Two Guns, come on! I love it. They're fit. They're very well traveled. Oh, this is the other thing. Not only are they nurse anesthetists, and I messed it up. Damn it! They are traveling nurse anesthetists.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I love them. I think number 2 is a good spot for them.
Josh, number 2. These are your most likely winners.
My number 2, I also give Amber and Vinny my number 2. Now, one thing I do want to point out, though, is there are photos of the individual people, and Amber and Vinny's photo is this, right? It's a photo of them kind of prom posing.
Prom posing.
And what I noticed,
Soon to be wedding posing.
and what I noticed and what I circled that I really want to talk about is they have double watches on, including a compass. They have a compass tied to their watch.
That is a good catch.
Those are smart people.
Yeah.
They are here to play the game. They are here to win the game. If they won, I would not be surprised. Players of the game.
Give it up for
Amber
Josh.
and Vinny.
You don't get this kind of analysis anywhere else, folks. I dare you to find another podcast that's clocking people's wrists and pictures. You're not going to find it. Josh, we're here. It's number 1 time. It's everyone's number 1 time. Kick us off. Number 1.
The last team that I have.
Who you got?
That is going to win the Amazing Race season 36. The best names ever in the history of the Amazing Race.
It's good.
Sunny and Busy. Give it up for the best friends. Take it home. I think that they are going to win it all. These women are badass.
Totally.
They will knock anything down in their way. Absolutely. They are competitive. They are athletic. They are funny. They've got it all, folks. The blue team is going to win.
And I agree. I got Sunny and Busy, number 1, numero uno. Tough decision. Could have had Juan and Shane there. Could have had Michelle and Sean, Amber and Vinny. I love that they're moms. They persevere. They're fun together. They're kind of intimidating. Right? They referenced Sunny's resting you-know-what face. They're fit as hell. They have a goal. They have a mission here to prove that 2 women can get anything accomplished. Busy, I believe, is a breast cancer survivor, right? Nicole, you mentioned that earlier when you talked about them at your number 6. I'm putting them at my number 1 because of the combined goal, all the positives, and I think that this is my Rob and Corey team.
Wow.
That I'm rooting for most of all. And I think their goal of proving 2 women can get anything accomplished is something that I was thinking about even before they said it, because they are a all-female team that I think can take it home and win the whole damn thing. I get a lot of Raquel and Kayla vibes from them. The purple team from season 33 who came in second. I just think that these women have it all and have what it takes to be a female winning team. So I'm rooting for that. So it's a combine. I like what I read and learned about them and their strengths, but combined with the team I think I want to root for the most this season. Sunny and Busy, firefighters from Wisconsin. Nicole, close it out. Your number 1 team for season 36 is none other than
Michelle and Sean.
Okay.
A world champion.
I liked it too.
Okay?
Can't
A
ignore it.
world champion.
Can't be ignored.
Amazing. Double Dutch. And then to make a business. Double Dutch aerobics.
Love it.
Okay? These people are like going on every talk show, having just ordinary people doing double Dutch.
Yep.
Okay? If they are able to do that,
Pretty amazing.
that is amazing. Mm-hmm. Okay? I was very impressed with them. These people are going to have rhythm.
Totally.
They're going to be able to pick up choreography, no problem.
Balancing the things on their heads and doing
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Successful business owners. The fact that they own a successful business together.
Yep.
They work together. They know how to work together. They've got to have a strong relationship. I love that she has a bleached, shaved head.
Love it.
This is a tough girl.
Oh, yeah.
She is here for business. Okay? She's here for the right reasons. All right?
Here for the right reasons.
And then finally,
I think all of our top fours are here for the right
yes,
reasons.
yes.
I think that's pretty in common.
Definitely. And then finally, what are they bringing as their item? A journal.
Yep.
Strategy.
Totally, yep.
Here to win.
Yep.
Not here to look good or smell good.
Nope.
They're here to win, folks. That's why they're my number one.
There you have it, folks. Those are the power rankings from the ReRACEables Podcast for season 36 of The Amazing Race. Nicole, cross the finish line and start us off.
I'm just so happy to be back here in this space. And it's always fun when we have the contestants interacting with us and, commenting on our videos and our posts. And I just invite all of the contestants this semester, teacher, this season to don't be don't be strangers. Reach out. We love talking to you, and look forward to a good season.
I too am looking forward to a good season. My crossing the finish line is about one little nugget that I saw while watching one of the preview clips. We all know my least favorite city is
Philadelphia.
Yes, and you know what I saw? I saw the stupid Philadelphia Flyers mascot in the preview clip throwing some stupid piece of wood or a cake or something. So I'm very much looking forward to a very good season 36 of Amazing Race, but I am not looking forward to going to Philadelphia.
I'll cross the finish line. I'll say this. This is a really just pure fun and joy and fulfilling thing that Nicole, Josh, and I do. And I echo Nicole's sentiment to all the teams. We look forward to interacting with all of you. I hope to be able to interview and interact and talk directly with more teams this season to learn about and hear about your experience. And more so to learn maybe even about, obviously, the experience on the show, but the waiting. I mean, this is a very unique season, I think, in the sense that we're kind of going back in time, and you had to wait so much time as a season. But finally, the time is here, and I can't wait to learn about you all and see your stories play out, and hopefully have you on the pod to talk a little bit more about it. So thank you for being here tonight, Nicole and Josh. We appreciate all the support that we get from our fans out there. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, on Instagram, at Tribal Council Blog. And we look forward to covering Season 36 all season long, so check us out. And we will see you after Episode 1. Enjoy the show, everybody.